The late afternoon sun bakes down on a dealership lot in Texas. The trucks are spotless, their chrome gleaming like mirrors, but no one is touching them. They sit in perfect formation, row after row, as if waiting for owners who never arrive. Above them, a banner droops. Final day's sales event. But those final days have been dragging on for half a year. Inside the glass showroom, Rick, the sales manager, leans against his desk. He's been in the game since the late 90s. He sold trucks through September 11th, through the Great Recession, through the pandemic shortages when people paid 20 grand over sticker. He's seen markets rise and fall, but he's never seen this. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in trucks sitting, collecting dust, while the bank collects interest on every single one. Rick sighs, steps outside, and rests a hand on the hood of a Silverado that hasn't moved since winter. It's not inventory anymore, he mutters. It's debt with tires. The silence on this lot is not just local, it's national. Over 4 million vehicles have poured back into circulation in just 12 months. The breakdown is devastating. Lease returns, over 1 million of them, dumped back all at once as artificially cheap pandemic leases expired. Repossessions, nearly 2 million strong, ripped away from families who couldn't keep up with ballooning payments. Rental fleets, from Hertz and Enterprise to regional players, unload trucks by the thousands because travel slowed and assets depreciated faster than they could handle. And dealer overstocks, trucks built for demand that never came, clogging every available space, from front rows to gravel back lots. 4 supply chains colliding, 4 tidal waves crashing into one fragile market. The result, a glut unlike anything since 2008. Except this time, there's no housing boom to mask the pain. This collapse is pure automotive. Evelyn, an auto finance analyst, laid it out simply. We're watching the steepest oversupply of trucks in modern history. The buyers who could normally absorb this flood, they're already maxed out. They're already underwater. And the trucks, once symbols of strength and prosperity, are now symbols of paralysis. Pickups were America's crown jewel. They weren't just vehicles, they were identity. Contractors relied on them, ranchers needed them, suburban families treated them as rolling status symbols. Even in recessions, trucks held strong. Automakers leaned on that strength, building an empire of chrome, leather, and inflated prices, but the very thing that made them untouchable became their downfall. Prices crept from 30 to 40 to 60,000. Then they vaulted past 70, 80, even 100 grand. Trucks morphed from tools into luxury showpieces. Panoramic sunroofs, massage seats, screens so big they distracted more than they helped. And behind every add-on was another layer of debt. Marcus, a contractor in Oklahoma, tried pricing a new Ram 2500. The number on the sheet, $88,000. He laughed. That's not a work truck, that's a mortgage. He walked away and kept driving his 2012 model. When the men and women who need trucks to work refuse to buy them, the collapse isn't coming. It's already here. This collapse isn't theoretical. It's written in the steel and plastic of 18 trucks, once hyped as the future, now abandoned on lots. Ford's F-150 Lightning was supposed to light the way into the electric age. Dealers expected a revolution. Instead, there was silence. Customers look, ask about range and price, and then leave. We can't even get test drives, admitted Heather, who manages a Ford store in Georgia. Chevrolet's Silverado High Country was pitched as a truck so luxurious it could rival European sedans. But at $72,000, buyers call it a parody. In the Midwest, dealers hide them behind rows of base trims, hoping someone will eventually bite. Ram's 1500 TRX thunders with a supercharged V8, the very image of excess. On paper, it's a dream. In reality, it's an $800 a month gas guzzler that scares away insurance companies before buyers even reach the financing desk. Toyota's Tundra Capstone was the company's boldest leap into luxury trucks. Priced near 80 grand, it alienated even Toyota's most loyal fans. I'll buy a Camry and a used Tacoma before I buy that thing, said Luis, a lifelong Toyota driver in Arizona. GMC's Sierra Denali Ultimate gleams with chrome and leather. Customers sit inside, admire the craftsmanship, then quietly walk out when they see the monthly payment is higher than their mortgage. Nissan's Titan XD never found its niche. Too big for mid-size buyers, too weak for heavy-duty purists, it now sits forgotten. The truck equivalent of a wallflower no one wants to dance with. Ford's Ranger Raptor should have been a slam dunk. A compact truck with off-road swagger, but when customers realized it costs nearly as much as an F-150, they laughed. Chevrolet's Colorado ZR2 boasts rugged looks, but reliability demons haunt it. One buyer, frustrated after 3 trips to the shop, said, "Great suspension, but what good is it if it spends more time on a lift than on the road?" Jeep's Gladiator Mojave was marketed as Wrangler Freedom with a bed, but the public didn't ask for that mashup. "It's a Wrangler in a costume," muttered a dealer in Utah. They sit unsold in rows, orange paint fading under the desert sun. Ram's 2,500 Laramie Longhorn drips with cowboy luxury, saddle-stitched leather, wood trim, chrome wheels. But real ranchers laugh at the $85,000 sticker. The truck is too rich for the people it was supposedly built for. GMC's Hummer EV pickup launched as a viral sensation. 9,000 pounds, 6 figures, crab walk gimmicks. Now it's less of a machine, more meme. Production slowed, interest evaporated, and the few that reached lots gathered dust. Ford's Maverick Lariat Hybrid was hailed as the affordable savior, but greedy markups strangled demand. Now they linger on used lots, priced so high buyers walk away shaking their heads. Toyota's Tacoma Limited carried the weight of fan loyalty. The new generation should have been unstoppable. Instead, price creep soured the faithful. "I'll keep my 2006 until it dies," said Caleb, a Tacoma owner of 20 years. Chevrolet's Silverado EV lumbered into showrooms heavy, delayed, and overpriced. The electric gamble that was supposed to redefine the brand now sits ignored. Ram's 3500 Limited disguises itself as a workhorse but lives as a luxury yacht with a diesel rattle. At 90 grand, no rancher or small business owner is signing those papers. GMC's Canyon, a T4X, priced itself out of its own category. Hardcore off-roaders shrug and head to Jeep or Toyota instead. Ford's F-250 King Ranch was once a badge of prestige in cattle country. Now, at 90,000 plus, it's a repossession waiting to happen. And finally, Chevrolet's Silverado ZR2, the supposed crown jewel of GM's off-road lineup. Dealers slash 18,000 off the sticker. Customers still refuse. "It's our most expensive paperweight," a Texas dealer admitted. 18 trucks, 18 failures. Each one a symptom of the same disease: greed, overreach, and a market that finally said no. The collapse is loudest in the auction halls. In Dallas, under the fluorescent buzz of an auction house, trucks roll through one after another. A brand new Ram 2500 gleams under the lights. The auctioneer chants, "No bids." Silence stretches until someone finally raises a hand. At half its value, the hammer falls. The silence returns. Nolan, a veteran dealer, shakes his head. "5 years ago, I'd fight for that truck. Now I won't touch it. Too risky, too toxic." This is where fantasy meets reality. When trucks can't move even at pennies on the dollar, the truth is undeniable. This wasn't caused by people falling out of love with trucks. It was caused by people refusing to drown in debt for them. Sean, a firefighter in Ohio, saw an F-150 discounted 15 grand. His monthly salary would still have been $1,200. "That's my mortgage," he said, tossing the brochure in the trash. Angela, a nurse in Arizona, lined up financing for a Silverado she wanted. The bank offered 9% interest. She laughed, got in her 2009 Honda, and drove away. Millions like them are silently refusing. No protests, no banners, just empty lots and unsold trucks. Their quiet rejection is louder than any commercial on TV. Behind the scenes, the confessions spill out. Tom, a former finance manager, admitted, "We were told to stretch customers into 7-year loans, even if it meant they'd snap." Now the defaults are everywhere. Kendra, a regional GM rep, confessed, "We got greedy. People wanted dependable trucks. We sold them gadgets, leather, and debt. They know what went wrong." The collapse isn't a mystery. It's the bill finally coming due. This isn't just about numbers. It's about lives. Dealers folding, staff laid off, mechanics with empty bays, families losing trucks after making every payment because of title errors, communities losing their only dealership, small towns watching jobs vanish. Victor, a salesman at a Ram store for 20 years, was cut loose last spring. "I gave my life to selling trucks," he said. "Now they're all sitting and I'm sitting too." It's not just the trucks that are stranded. It's the people who built their lives around them. Among all the failures, one stands tallest as the symbol of excess: Chevrolet's Silverado ZR2. It was meant to be GM's off-road answer to Ford and Ram, a halo product that would turn heads. Instead, it turned stomachs. The price soared, the hype fizzled, and dealers were left slashing nearly $20,000 off the top just to tempt buyers. But no one came. The ZR2 became more than a truck. It became a monument to the arrogance of an industry that believed demand would never end. And now it sits, silent and unsold, as the crown jewel of collapse. At dusk, the lots glow under buzzing lights. Rows of unsold trucks shimmer like ghosts. The banners still hang, huge discounts, but no one stops. This isn't the end of trucks. It's the end of the fantasy that Americans would pay anything, borrow endlessly, and keep the machine running forever. The silence on these lots is louder than any engine roar. The collapse is here. The buyers know it. The banks know it. The dealers feel it every day. And the only people with power now are the ones who finally said no.
If this breakdown opened your eyes, don't just scroll away. Subscribe for more stories the auto industry doesn't want you to hear. Comment with your experience. Are you seeing trucks sit in your town? Did you walk away from a deal? Share this video with someone who's thinking about buying right now. Because in a market built on illusions, knowledge is survival. And the more truth we spread, the harder it becomes for the industry to keep the lie alive.